What happens when a soaring voice that captured millions of hearts on national television is abruptly silenced at just 24 years old? Hit the subscribe button as we uncover the incredible life, the hidden heartbreak, and the lasting legacy of a young man who gave everything he had to his community. On April 25, 2026, the news broke that Dylan Carter, a beloved contestant from NBC's The Voice, died in a tragic single-car accident. Looking at this map of the incident, we can isolate the trajectory of the crash. Late that Saturday night, Dylan's Tesla was traveling southbound on U.S. Route 21. For reasons currently under investigation, the car veered off the asphalt. It struck a utility pole, tore through a fence, and ultimately overturned, leaving Dylan as the sole victim of the crash. But the mechanical details of that accident only tell us how he died. To understand the magnitude of this loss, we have to look closely at the intensely driven way he chose to live. His passing marks the end of a focused effort to support the Low Country, a mission that extended far beyond the reach of a television screen. To understand that mission, we must go back to 2022, when Dylan lost his mother, Julie. At her funeral, he stood up to sing Whitney Houston's "I Look to You," a tribute she had specifically requested. But the grief was too heavy. He broke down, entirely unable to finish the song. 1 year later, Dylan stepped onto the stage for the blind auditions of The Voice's 24th season, determined to finally finish that exact same song. His performance commanded the room. He delivered a vocal so powerful that he earned a rare 4-chair turn from the celebrity coaches. He reduced country music legend Reba McEntire to tears. Standing there on national television, Dylan told the judges that this moment was his mother's dream before it was ever his own. That audition served as a final act of healing for Dylan, honoring the promise he made to his mother on a national stage. We often wonder what happens to a viral sensation after the studio cameras stop rolling. Dylan went straight back home, returning to the tight-knit communities of the South Carolina Low Country. At 24, Dylan was already juggling multiple professional identities, working as a local realtor while managing the daily operations of the Sunny Days RV campground. Yet his most significant local achievement had nothing to do with real estate. He co-founded a nonprofit organization called The Local Voice. Looking at this flowchart of how his charity operated, we see a highly effective mechanism. Dylan used his own local musical performances to generate revenue, funneling those funds into direct financial support for women actively battling cancer. Dylan utilized his public profile and his business ventures to fund The Local Voice, providing a support system for families facing the same disease that had claimed his mother's life. The bustling momentum of his life makes the sudden void he left behind jarring. Immediately following his crash, the town of Moncks Corner had to abruptly cancel the Music on Main concert he was scheduled to headline. In a public tribute, Mayor Thomas Hamilton Jr. noted that Dylan frequently performed at town events, but emphasized that the community saw him primarily as a friend. That sentiment reached all the way back to his television coach, Reba McEntire, who remembered the young singer as a huge ray of sunshine. But the most powerful message came directly from his own charity, The Local Voice, as they grappled with the loss of their co-founder. Amidst their heartbreak, the organization issued a final statement of comfort, expressing their deep belief that Dylan's ultimate reward is finally being reunited in heaven with his mother. It answers the question of how one 24-year-old managed to leave such a massive mark on everyone he met. Dylan took his deepest, most paralyzing personal grief and systematically turned it into communal light. His time was tragically brief, but the immense love, the charity, and the action he poured into his hometown proves that a purposeful legacy will always outlast a sudden tragedy.